Well, Grumman apparently knew it was contaminating the groundwater in Bethpage. A Newsday investigation revealing the aerospace company kept the information hidden from residents for decades. News 12 Long Island Sherry Einhorn has the details.
It's not normal for that much cancer in a small town.
Pamela Carlucci is still recovering from breast cancer. Her son died of cancer, and she's watched countless friends and neighbors here in her Bethpage neighborhood struggle with the disease. She blames the water. As we've reported, there is a toxic plume under parts of Bethpage where aerospace giant Grumman created, manufactured, and tested airplanes and aircraft used in space exploration. A 9-month-long Newsday investigation now reveals that Grumman knew, as far back as the mid-1970s, that its toxic chemicals were contaminating the groundwater, and that there was the potential for future problems, but kept that information from the public.
They just hid it, and it angers me to no end. I think the longer they stall, the less they got to do, the more people will die and move away, and they're hoping the problem will go under a rock.
Newsday reporters dug up confidential memos, like this one from a December 1976 meeting between state and federal officials. There was a handwritten note quoting the EPA as saying, "Don't drink the water." However, the then NASA health commissioner who was in the meeting is quoted in an article the next day as saying, "We don't have any information that the chemicals are harmful in drinking water."
There were certain periods of time when information was being shared privately, either to the company or between regulators in the company, and that information was not represented in the same way publicly. And as a result, in the opinion of some people, that hindered the process to more aggressively address the issue.
Some of it is absurd.
Bethpage Water District Superintendent Mike Bufus says he is appalled by what he's seeing and reading about the past, but he's hoping the focus is on the future and the long, expensive cleanup that still has to happen.
If we can get this in place and people moving forward with implementing the plan, you'll see the bulk of the mass in 15, 20 years be knocked down. So we could remove probably 90%, the bulk of this mass, within 2 decades.
Today, Governor Cuomo said, quote, "It's outrageous that for decades the U.S. Navy and Northrop Grumman slow-walked the cleanup of the Navy Grumman plume, even though they knew its toxic chemicals were contaminating water and potentially endangering residents." Now, we did reach out to Northrop Grumman and the Navy for a comment, but have not heard back. Northrop Grumman did issue a statement to Newsday, though, saying in part, quote, "Northrop Grumman remains committed to working with all stakeholders to provide for fact-based, scientifically sound remediation efforts that advance the cleanup and help protect the community without unnecessary disruption and potential harm." I'm Sherry Einhorn, News 12 Long Island.